Hello everyone, welcome to Fir Park layout update number 8, and a little bit of a product review to start with. I bought this quite a long time ago from the Wally show a couple of years ago. It's brand new, never been out of the box. It's a Bachmann class 25 essentially, but it's actually based on the Ethel electric train heating loco, which was used as a generator and hauled behind the class 37 locos that weren't ETH fitted on the Caledonian sleeper service on the West Highland line in the 1980s. This example in the intercity executive livery dates from about 1987 onwards, I think, and it was used up until about 92, I believe. It's essentially just a normal Bachmann 25, sprung buffers, crisp paint finish. It comes with the normal Bachmann 25 old type box. I didn't pay that price that you see on there. And we also have here, just get that into focus, so the code reference is 32400TF, and this one was produced exclusively to commemorate the British Toy Fair 2008, which I think was at Alexandra Palace, and everything else is just as per the standard loco. So we've got the inlay card, the detailing pack, which is brand new, not even opened. I've obviously opened it to get the coupling rods out. And essentially the loco itself, I'll just zoom in a little bit, just wait for that to there you can see there 97252, and Ethel 3 on the end there. The centre cab window is blanked out. It is a powered loco, so I can use this if I want to, but the ideal scenario is to put it with my sleeper stock. And there it is. So you'd have a 37, the Ethel 3, which basically acted as a generator to supply electric train heating to the sleeper coaches and the passenger coaches that were formed in that rake as well. Normally a couple of Mark IIs and 2 to 3 Mark IIIs for the Fort William portion. In the summer months it was longer, but I'm just modelling a representation of it, which is prototypical based on what I've seen, and it's ideal for the upper level. Whether I'll run the Ethel on the upper level with the 37, I'm not sure. I have to check my fiddle yard and see whether I can accommodate that. But yeah, that's something a little bit different. I've also remodelled the siding here. Now I've added a Red Star type parcels depot, and complete with Lima CCTs in blue and tartan arrow, brute luggage trolleys. The track is wired up, it feeds off the same wire that goes through over there. I basically cut the plastic off so the bare wire touches the rails as it goes through, so it means I can now shunt this siding. I also replaced that turnout just there with a better one, which works in both directions, and the line that goes around here, around where the 47 is, which was the original fueling point, I've continued that on, and it now joins up back onto the depot line. that's formed a run round loop, so I can shunt the depot, the parcels depot. So I'm pleased about that. The platforms are card platforms which I picked up from a show, and that looks quite good there. In the foreground here you'll see I have my bus depot. I'll just move this box out of the way, and an EFE bus. It has Magic Bus branding on the side. It's essentially a Route Master. Looking at the colours, I think it's Stagecoach, and I did a bit of research on this, and it seemed to operate around the Glasgow environment around about 1986-7. It's not a bad bus, cost me a £5. I thought it was ideal for what I want, as my layout is a generic layout set around the sort of Glasgow area. So that's a nice easy bit of scenery to do there for the bus depot. I'm pleased with the track, that's now done. The next job will be over there in that corner, to put the retaining walls around the upper level, get that done, and also work out what I'm going to do on the back there, because this bit of wood here, I can't put a retaining wall there because of the clearance, so I'll probably just paint that grey and then use a thin brick paper or something, or I may just put a thin brick paper on. I need some sort of card mounted on here coming up to about there, going along for a retaining wall, and then I should use some foliage and bits of rusty rails and static grass along there. I also found this canopy in a box of odds and ends. It's missing a support pillar, but I found this battered one as well, so I think I can take one of these off, the pillars off, and put it on there. And that should, in fact I could probably put a couple on there, and then that should enable that to stand properly. It does stand now, just about. And then I have a canopy, and I can repaint that obviously in Scott Rail sort of type colours. Other than that, that's it at the moment. I'm happy with the track plan, and I've got to mention a thanks to Dave Watson of Dean Park Station for his positive comments regarding taking my time on the layout and doing it in stages and getting in the right order. This is quite a big undertaking. Even though it's in a box room, it's still one of the biggest layouts I've ever done. So I am going to be taking my time over it and doing it in stages. It's not something that you can just rush and do overnight. The ballasting of the track is going to be a tedious job. I don't know where to start, whether to start with the upper level and get that done first, or do the lower level, do it in stages, build the scenery up. That's going to be a nightmare, getting that done, but I'm sure I can do it. I've been in that situation before with an N-gauge layout years ago and looked at it and thought, how on earth am I going to ballast this? And I ended up doing it, and before I knew it, I did it in stages, and it was done. So I'm only ballasting sort of halfway, from sort of roughly over here, right the way round up and upper level as well here, the depot area. So it's the fiddle yard will be unballasted. And one thing I am thinking of doing, where that HST power car is, that's where the back seam will sort of cover the fiddle yard. I don't think I'm going to have a tunnel mouth or bridge going across and then one for the upper level. That looks too train set like and too sort of unrealistic. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some half relief industrial warehouse type buildings, probably O gauge, oversized ones and start them about here so they come up to about here, and just do this as a scenic break, and just leave it at that, and up there the same here. I may put a tunnel entrance about there just for the upper level, covering that and covering it round past the blind spot here, so the back scene will be there up to about, you know, sort of quite high, and then on the upper level there'll be a sort of just probably there a bridge entrance and a retaining wall blocking that, so it's basically a natural scenic break. And I'll do the same at this end as well. So again, oversized industrial buildings up to here, and then there on the upper level I'll have a similar thing, so a bridge, and then a retaining wall built up on the upper level to cover that, and just do it like that so it cuts the scene out. I think that's a better way of doing it rather than trying to do bridges, you know, tunnel entrances made out of card which don't look very realistic. Because if I do that and have a card bridge here and up there, well, you know, there's nothing going to be on top of it, no town scene road, it will just look stupid. So by having industrial buildings coming down to there, trains naturally disappear behind them into the fiddle yard, so I think I'll do that. So that's about it for this update, so I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching, I hope that was of use, and see you in the next video.